Hey guys, MoiDawg here, and today we've got some exciting Foxhole news from our surprise end-of-the-year dev blog, which released on Tuesday. With the dev chat on Update 47 a couple weeks ago, this blog was a bit unexpected, but I'm happy to say it includes not only some insight on the run-up into Foxhole's 1.0 release early next year, but also a wide variety of features the devs hope to include in the game. To begin, let's first take a look at the official Foxhole roadmap that was released. As we all know, in September we had the Entrenched update, which resulted in the most popular war in the game's history, War 83. Now, no spoilers for you guys tuning into the War 83 series, but let's just say it was one that people are still talking about now and will most likely be talking about for years to come. This update was also actually part of the game's 1.0 release, as the devs stated that they had intended on leaving early access and fully releasing the game in two stages, one in Entrenched, and with the final Part 2 update coming later next year. As we can see on the roadmap, two updates are planned before 1.0. Update 47, which is a minor update and we had a sneak peek at during the dev chat last week, and Update 48, another minor update but we still have no info on. Although these are called minor updates and it's specified here as small features and content in the text below, I don't know about you guys, but a fleet of new vehicles, huge meta changes to storm cannons, and the arrival of player-made bridges is a huge update in my mind. So if this is considered minor, I'm really interested in seeing what we have to look forward to in the next few months. Although we don't know for certain what will be included, the dev blog specifically laid out logistics as one of the main pain points they would like to address in the near future. And with groups of players from both Warden and Colonial regiments banding together to create a Logi union in hopes to speak to the devs and even potentially strike during the next war if demands are not met, it's probably a good idea that this was discussed. Logistics are quote-unquote a big priority going into 2022. And while we hope to see some small logistics changes in Update 48, expect the more significant changes to come later next year. One item that does look to be confirmed is a brand new dock crane, hopefully fixing the congestion that currently clogs up seaports as well as smaller shipyards. If you look closely, you can see that the crane itself is actually mobile, with wheels along a railing allowing for the operator to move left and right in order to move containers easily. This, plus the confirmation that containers will be stackable in Update 47, is an amazing quality of life update to anyone who's ever tried to offload freighters or just move around a seaport. A little further down, we see a drawing of what looks to be a player-created oil tank, something that would allow players to create their own gas stations. Another really nice quality of life change, since fuel trucks currently are frequently either locked or moved. Personally, I think it would be great if these were able to be built at construction yards and then delivered on flatbeds like weapon emplacements. The drawing also makes sure to highlight a connecting point to fuel trucks, suggesting that they will be interactable just like vehicles if they do need to be refueled. Now, I'll cut this off right now. We have no information on trains in this dev blog. We've been teased about the inclusion of trains for a while now, but things like predetermined railways, train stations, storage for trains, and more has had absolutely zero comment on, so I'll be looking for more info on that early next year. Now, everything I'm about to show here is not confirmed to be included in the coming updates, but it may give us some insight on what we could expect in terms of logistics soon. From the official developer Q&A last week, Max acknowledged suggestions such as resource and shipping container swapping, limited refinery queues for BMATs, max stockpile limits increased, and adjustments that could make factory orders a lot more user-friendly. There are plenty of other problems that extremely experienced Logi players are proposing solutions to, so I strongly suggest that if you are interested in all things logistics, go check out the Logistics Organization for General Improvements, or Logi, Discord, which I'll link below. Hopefully, with enough suggestions from players who are very well versed in logistics and devs who are more than happy to listen to logistics players, we will get some really good quality of life updates in the next few months. Now, this blog also included two other pictures, the first being early concept art of tanks, and another a handheld grenade launcher. If we take a look at this first one, we see what looks like a Bardiche up top, but a second unknown tank is down below. It appears to be some sort of 68mm tank destroyer, perhaps a Colonial version of the Warden Widow heavy tank destroyer, which might round out the vehicles unless we were ever to get the enormous battle tanks again. However, part of me isn't too convinced that this picture is actually supposed to be focusing on the tanks, and I don't think we'll be getting a new Colonial tank very soon. If you look below, the picture is actually labeled early concept of a feature that has been in the works for a while, which makes me focus more on the buildings than the vehicles themselves. This could be a potential player-made construction yard, or more likely, a re-implementation of player-made towns and industry. Currently in Foxhole, each town has predetermined factories, garages, refineries, and other industry buildings. But in the past, players could construct these buildings and then specialize a town in order to build specific items, such as a factory that made small arms and ammunition, whereas another might have specialized in BMATs and soldier supplies. There was a lot more to this system, and I ended up going down a crazy rabbit hole in the Warden Unity Hub Discord trying to understand it all, so thanks to everyone who helped me try and understand it. But long story short, this mechanic, although potentially interesting, was not very well implemented, causing balance problems as well as a lot of infighting in the factions, since certain players wanted to build a specific set of items in towns, while others might have disagreed with these types of upgrades and industry choices. And they might have disagreed violently with those choices. Although we're not sure what will be included in the future, I'd expect the next major update, which will be sometime after February 22, to have some form of new Logitown and player-made factory or player-made industry mechanics to look forward to. Now, the final picture to end the dev blog with is that Colonial handheld grenade launcher, which looks like it could fire mammons and gas grenades. Now, this also says smoke, but don't get your hopes up since the devs confirmed that the smoke text under the list was wrong, so smoke is not coming back to the game. Now, although this would most likely match up with the lore and current Grenadier outfit the Collies have, once again, the exciting info is actually in the text below, and although I wouldn't be surprised if we got a grenade launcher, I'm more focusing on the fact that it says infantry combat will be reviewed early next year. This I'm really excited for since infantry balance does feel really odd at times, and with the addition of fully modular half-tracks and armored cars, infantry combat is going to be looking a lot different after update 47. My biggest complaint right now would be the adjustments to target acquisition when firing long range, since I really don't know how many times I've had people to tell me to aim behind someone, or at someone's feet, or at their head, or at their left eyebrow with the full moon out in order to actually land a shot. Out of all things that I love about Foxhole as an FPS player, the infantry shooting mechanics definitely frustrate me at times and leave a lot to be desired. I don't know what's in store, but I really hope the infantry combat looks a lot better in 2022. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised with this dev blog. It's given me enough to know that there is still a lot to come in the short term with Foxhole, and with the devs even clarifying that there will be even another major update in winter 2022 to 2023, perhaps a Foxhole 2.0, with continued minor and major updates in the future, I'm sold, and the game is looking like it's headed in the right direction. But what do you guys think? Excited for logistics changes? Happy with the way things are looking to wrap up 2021 and kick off in 2022? Let me know in the comments below, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. But that's it for me. Until next time, peace.